Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that might sound counterintuitive, but I promise you, it has the power to completely transform your dating life and, more importantly, your relationship with yourself. We're talking about why you should stop chasing women and how, by doing so, you can actually inspire them to notice you. And we're going to explore a powerful, ancient practice that acts as a secret weapon in this journey: celibacy. Now hold on, before you click away thinking this is some extreme, out there idea, hear me out. What does chasing even mean? It's that feeling of neediness, of constantly seeking validation. It's the double texting, the overcomplimenting, the feeling that you have to perform and prove your worth just to get a little bit of her attention. It's exhausting, right? And honestly, it rarely works. Why? Because it communicates a lack of self-worth. It puts her on a pedestal and places you beneath her, creating an imbalance from the very start. True attraction isn't built on neediness. It's built on respect, intrigue, and a sense of equal footing. So, how do we break this cycle? How do we flip the script? The answer lies in shifting your focus from external validation to internal strength. It's about becoming the man you want to be, independent of anyone else's approval. This is where the concept of celibacy, or what many call semen retention, comes into play. I know, it's a bold concept, but think of it not just as abstaining, but as redirecting. You're taking all that energy you would normally expend on chasing, swiping, and seeking fleeting pleasure, and you're investing it back into yourself. This isn't about becoming a monk or isolating yourself from women forever. It's about a temporary, intentional period of redirecting your most powerful life force energy. Think of it like a battery. When you're constantly draining it on low-value pursuits, you feel depleted. But when you conserve and recharge that battery, you have an incredible surplus of energy. This energy doesn't just disappear, it transforms. It becomes drive, ambition, creativity, and a powerful magnetic presence. People who practice this often report incredible benefits. They feel more focused at work or in their studies. They have more energy to hit the gym and build the physique they've always wanted. They find themselves picking up new hobbies, learning new skills, and pursuing their life's purpose with a newfound clarity. Your mind becomes sharper, your emotions more stable. You're no longer riding the emotional roller coaster of a crush's response time. You are the source of your own stability and happiness. And this is the secret mindset shift that changes everything. When you stop looking for a woman to complete you, you start completing yourself. You build a life that is so fulfilling, so exciting, and so purpose-driven that you become naturally attractive. Your presence changes. You walk into a room with a quiet confidence that isn't arrogant, but grounded. You make eye contact, not out of neediness, but out of genuine connection. Your conversations become more engaging because you're not just trying to say the right thing. You're genuinely interested in the other person, but you're not dependent on their approval. This is the essence of masculine energy. It's not about being aggressive or dominant. It's about being a solid, centered, and grounded presence. It's like a lighthouse. A lighthouse doesn't chase after ships, frantically trying to guide them. It stands firm, shines its light brightly, and the ships are naturally drawn to its guidance and stability. By practicing celibacy and focusing on your own growth, you become that lighthouse. Suddenly, you'll notice a shift. Women are naturally drawn to a man who has his life together, a man with a purpose. They can sense it. Your energy becomes magnetic. The conversations you have are different. You're not trying to get something from her. You're simply sharing your presence. The dynamic flips because you are no longer the pursuer. You are the prize. Your time and attention become valuable because you don't just give them away to anyone. You have standards because you have. She starts to wonder what you're up to. Why aren't you chasing her like every other guy? What is it about you that's so different, so compelling? This intrigue is the foundation of genuine attraction. It's not a game you're playing. It's a natural consequence of your own self-investment. She will feel your confidence, your purpose, and your self-contained energy, and she will want to be a part of that world. This is when she starts to show more interest, to initiate conversations, to, in a sense, pursue you. So, how do you start? Begin with a small, manageable goal. Maybe it's a week, maybe it's 30 days. During this time, commit to channeling that conserved energy. Delete the dating apps. Stop endlessly scrolling. Instead, ask yourself, what is one thing I can do to improve myself today? Go to the gym. Read that book you've been putting off. Work on that side project. Meditate. Spend time in nature. Reconnect with what truly drives you. The goal isn't just to get the girl. The goal is to build a life you are so proud of that a woman is a wonderful addition, not the entire focus. You stop chasing validation from women and start earning respect from yourself. This journey will make you more disciplined, more confident, and more authentically you. And that, my friends, is more attractive than any pickup line or chasing tactic you could ever learn. You become the man she doesn't want to lose, because you're a man who has found himself. This is a path of celibacy. It's challenging, but the rewards go far beyond your dating life. It builds character, resilience, and an unshakable sense of self-worth. Start today. Choose yourself first. Invest your energy wisely and watch how the world, including the women in it, responds to the powerful, centered man you are becoming. In today's world, men are told that chasing women is normal. Society glorifies pursuit, the endless cycle of texting, seeking validation, proving worth, and performing for attention. But every moment spent chasing drains your masculine energy and weakens your presence. The truth is simple. When a man's energy leaks outward, he loses his inner gravity. Women don't chase men who chase them. They're drawn to those who hold their power within. Semen retention reverses that polarity, turning the man from seeker to magnet. It's not about avoiding women. It's about mastering yourself so profoundly that women feel compelled to enter your orbit. At the root of attraction is energy, not appearance or status. When a man practices semen retention, he cultivates his essence, his life force. Every drop of that energy represents potential, strength, vitality, focus, and presence. The average man spends his life wasting it through distraction, indulgence, and desire. The retained man, on the other hand, radiates something that cannot be faked. His eyes sharpen, his voice deepens, his movements slow with certainty. He carries an invisible current that women subconsciously sense. They can't always explain it, but they feel it. The man who no longer chases becomes the prize because he exudes the calm authority of someone who doesn't need validation to feel alive. The chase is rooted in weakness, not because wanting women is wrong, but because seeking externally what must first exist internally always leads to emptiness. Semen retention breaks this pattern by transforming desire into direction. The same energy that once drove a man to pursue women now fuels his mission. He becomes obsessed not with chase and pleasure, but with building purpose. His goals, his health, his discipline, and his evolution become his new passion. As his life sharpens, his aura strengthens, and the world begins to respond differently. Women no longer see him as another hungry man searching for attention. They see him as a man consumed by vision, radiating power, calm, and self-control. That energy triggers an ancient instinct in the feminine, the desire to move toward the masculine flame, that docility flicker in the wind of temptation. Every man must understand that attraction isn't created through words, wealth, or even appearance. It's created through energetic polarity. Feminine energy moves, flows, and seeks to merge with stillness. Masculine energy, when retained and centered, becomes that stillness. The man who practices semen retention becomes a pillar in a chaotic world. His focus is unwavering, his confidence grounded in something deeper than momentary pleasure. This doesn't mean he suppresses his sexual energy. Instead, he channels it. The energy that once escaped through instant gratification now rises through his body and mind, sharpening his intuition, creativity, and willpower. Women sense this shift before he even speaks. His presence itself becomes a silent conversation that says, "I do not chase, I attract." One of the greatest lies men have been sold is that attention equals attraction. In truth, attention is energy, and wherever it flows, power goes. When a man constantly focuses his energy outward on women, social media, or validation, he weakens his internal fire. But when he pulls that energy inward through semen retention, he becomes a generator of power rather than a consumer of it. His attention becomes currency, his time becomes sacred. And in a world where most men are slaves to their impulses, his discipline becomes irresistible. Women chase not because he plays games, but because his energy communicates self-worth. She feels drawn not to his words, but to his vibration. A retained man's magnetism is subtle but undeniable. He doesn't speak much, yet when he does, people listen. He walks into a room and it feels like the air changes, calmer, heavier, charged. This is not magic, it's physics. Sexual energy is the most potent creative force in existence. When you learn to hold it, it amplifies your field, increasing your electromagnetic pull. Women, being highly intuitive creatures, pick up on that frequency. They may not know why, but they feel safer, more alive, and more feminine around a man whose masculine current is intact. Chasing reverses this dynamic. The moment you chase, you signal that she holds the energy, not you. Retention flips that polarity back into your favor. Semen retention doesn't mean becoming cold or detached from women. It means rising above addiction to validation. It's learning to admire the feminine without being enslaved by it. A man who retains can love deeper, not shallower. He sees women as mirrors, not trophies. His attraction becomes conscious, no longer driven by lust, but by alignment. This difference is magnetic. A woman senses when a man desires her from emptiness versus when he chooses her from wholeness. The first creates pressure. The second creates peace, and it is peace that women truly crave. The calm certainty of a man who knows himself. Discipline is the bridge between potential and power. Without it, even the most gifted man will crumble. Retention builds discipline in ways no external practice can. Every urge resisted is strength earned. Every moment of temptation overcome sharpens the edge of self-mastery. Over time, this practice rewires the mind. Dopamine normalizes, focus deepens, and emotional control becomes second nature. This stability translates into confidence. Women are drawn not to the act of retention itself, but to the results it produces: stability, consistency, leadership, and presence. The man who no longer chases pleasure becomes the one who creates it. In modern society, where everything is designed to distract and drain, semen retention becomes rebellion. It's a silent protest against mediocrity. Every retained drop becomes a statement. I own my energy. Most men spend their days seeking stimulation, endless scrolling, hookup culture, digital lust, never realizing that they're bleeding out their potential. But the man who learns to hold his essence no longer seeks stimulation. He creates inspiration. He walks differently. He looks people in the eye. He doesn't need to prove anything because his energy speaks louder than any word. Women will test you when you begin retention. They'll sense your growing energy, sometimes even subconsciously, and feel drawn to it. The universe will test whether you truly own your power or still need validation to feel whole. This is where many men fall, mistaking attention for success. But the true master remains still. He appreciates the feminine attention but doesn't lose himself in it. He lets women approach, not out of arrogance, but because he understands the natural order of polarity. His stillness invites flow. His focus creates pursuit. He becomes the mountain, and she becomes the river that moves toward it. The deeper you go into retention, the more life itself begins to chase you. Opportunities appear. Ideas flow. Your purpose sharpens. Because the same life force that once leaked outward now builds inward momentum. Energy never dies, it only redirects. When you stop chasing women, you stop scattering your energy. That concentration becomes power. And power magnetizes everything that aligns with your frequency, including women who match your vibration. Attraction then becomes effortless, organic, and balanced. Retention is not about control through fear, but mastery through awareness. You begin to understand the difference between hunger and purpose, between impulse and intuition. You no longer move from emptiness, but from fullness. The women who once ignored you now feel your energy before you speak. They sense your completeness, and that completeness creates desire. A man who no longer seeks to fill a void becomes the void itself, vast, magnetic, and unshakable. The chase ends because the balance has been restored. This transformation is not overnight. It requires days, weeks, and months of inner work. Meditation, fitness, reading, self-reflection. Retention is the foundation, but purpose is the structure. Without purpose, energy has nowhere to go. When you channel your retained energy into goals, your life begins to bloom. Every day you wake with clarity. Every task you complete feeds your confidence. You start to understand that women don't complete your story. They redrawn to the story you're already writing. At some point, you'll realize that semen retention is not about women at all. It's about alignment between body, mind, and spirit. Women are mirrors reflecting your inner state. When you chase, you reveal scarcity. When you retain, you reveal abundance. The man who retains becomes radiant, not because he denies himself, but because he integrates himself. He stops being ruled by desire and starts ruling his destiny. And that shift from outward seeking to inward becoming is the essence of true masculinity. The end goal of retention is not to escape the world, but to master it. To walk through temptation untouched. To speak without needing to impress. To love without losing yourself. The man who retains his seed retains his soul. He becomes a calm force in a chaotic world, a silent storm of purpose and passion. And that, above all, is what women find irresistible. The man who stands still while the world spins. The one who no longer chases because he has already become everything she's searching for. All right, you've got this incredible energy, now don't let it dissipate. Before you click off, prove you are here. Smash that like button, and, if you're serious about this journey, hit subscribe right now. This isn't just a channel, it's a movement. I want to know where the next wave of power is coming from, so drop your city or country in the comments below. For direct answers and our inner community's best secrets, the Telegram link is in the description. And please, share this fire with the one person who needs it most today. Go be a force. Have a truly powerful day.